I know now that my wife has become host to a Kandarian demon. I fear that the only way to stop those possessed by the spirits of the book is through the act of bodily dismemberment.
It's truly frightening.
This isn't a
It's your home.
Oh man, I got this. Big love for me too, man. Yeah.
Greetings and salutations. Happy Thursday, happy Friday Eve, happy Eve to the weekend. It is Three Corners of Horror live here on Horror Fiend TV. What's up, my brothers? It's another retro review.
We haven't
How
had
you doing?
We haven't had one of these in a while, right?
It's been a bit. I was trying to look back. It's been a bit. I think maybe the Descent. So it's been over.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that long. Yeah.
Not, but it's still a little bit. JR, how you doing?
Good. Hey, you know, it's funny. Like, all right, I know we're gonna talk about magic and illusions and all that, but there's something I gotta get off my chest because Hollywood, you do it once again. Another sequel to a series, and for some strange reason, they wait forever to give us a new series because we have basically Now You See Me, Now You Don't coming out, which Now You See Me was a great film if you guys watched that, but here we go. A couple years later, Hollywood decides, oh, we're going to do this because we need the money grab. Even though I like the series, but I'm just kind of disappointed the fact that, once again, Hollywood drops the ball because they wait too long for these sequels. And, I mean, did you guys like the Now You See Me series?
So it's a movie you're talking about?
Yeah, there's going to be another new one.
I thought there was already two of them.
Right, there's going to be a third one.
A third one.
I saw the trailer for it. What I get a feeling of it is it's gonna be like them handing the torch over to a new group of thieves, magicians, because I only saw the first one.
Yeah, same. It's very over the top. You gotta suspend your disbelief when you watch those. For the fun. It's a fun movie.
It made me think of Ocean's 11 just with magic. That's literally when I saw it. I thought of Ocean's 11 but with magic.
Good cast too.
What about you, Rick? How you?
I'm all right, man. It's a busy week. Overwhelmed overall, but I'm always happy to be here with you two fine gentlemen. So that's
Thursday. I mean, I've been waiting for my beer all day because you know.
Jesus Christ, you have no idea.
This week, you know, we have that. Well, I put that rule on for myself. But as far as me, I'll be getting some new glasses. I went and got some ordered today, so I'll finally have some new, you know. It's pretty sad that last pair that I had when I was on last time because something was wrong with my eye. That bitch is super glued. So I need a new pair. And then we've been we're caught up on Twisted Metal, so hopefully you guys are gonna make some time to watch it because that's gonna be a live stream coming up soon.
No, I'm gonna wait till the whole thing is done. Then they're short episodes. They're like what?
Yeah, no, I think I one. The longest one was 44 minutes.
Yeah, I'm in between too many things now, and if we're gonna talk about it, I want to watch it in one long stretch, so I'm fresh. I'll have my notes ready. It'll be embedded into my brain. Because if I watch 2 episodes here, then watch something else, 2 episodes here, watch a movie, watch another series here, then go back to finish Twisted Metal, I can't. It's just too much to process. At least for me, that's how I do it. So. I'm looking forward to it. I really did enjoy the first the season. Yeah. Anthony Mackie was great in it, and what's it, Stephanie Beatrice?
Oh, man.
She's great. So
I'm getting such a crush on her this season. Yeah. Holy crap, is my crush getting really big on her? Like, and she's bad. Anyway, I don't want to. But it's been a fun season so far, and because you know, as you said, trying to put into so much, we're actually
JR puts on his coffee mug.
Boom.
Sorry.
He's pulling Alexia tonight. We're also trying to finish off Sandman, and keep an eye on that one. I don't know exactly when, but that will be on the Comic Book Horror Show once I get Ricky to watch it.
Yeah, one day.
You'll trust me, you're gonna love it. But other than that, you guys see any other movies this week, non-horror or horror?
Nah, not really. I saw this one movie, Venus. I think Joe will find it interesting. It's weird. I don't know what to think about it yet. I want to get Joe's opinion on it because it's right up your alley, I would think. But that's pretty much it for me. I've been just trying to keep up with things.
How about you, JR?
Well, I started watching the Institute on MGM Plus.
My man got MGM Plus, so nice.
Well, they have very good series. I mean,
that means hold on a second. That means you watched Lord of Illusions on there, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I watched it on there, and then
Motherfucker, I had to watch that shit with commercials on
Me
Tubi.
too.
God dang.
commercials for me, man. But yeah, it's interesting. It's a Stephen King, based on a Stephen King book. It's actually also the executive producer of From. So if you're a fan of From, it's it's both of them combined, and it's surprised Joe hasn't jumped on it yet because it is a kind of reminds you a little bit of the X-Men as far as
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I want to check it out. I do know a little synopsis on it. So it's definitely on my list. But the thing is, I think with some of the MGM stuff, they eventually drop on Prime because I think Them is on Prime. So yeah. So I just gotta have to wait till it to drop on Prime. But well, because you had mentioned Stephen King, so it's going to go ahead and segue into that now. Because we're dealing with a writer, director, but he's also an author. And in tonight's retro review, what happens when you mix good old-fashioned detective work and magic? You get Lord of Illusions. Released in 1995, this is the 30th anniversary. It is, as I said, written and directed by Clive Barker. It is based on one of the stories in a anthology series that he has. And the movie stars Scott Bakula as Harry and Famke Janssen as Dorothea. Hello, Jean Grey. I know that most people aren't fans of the Fox movies, but when I saw her, I saw
I think
Jean
a lot
Grey.
of people, at least the first couple.
Yeah, I liked her as Jean Grey.
Yeah.
But yes, so Lords of Illusions, you start off
You
with.
said it again, Jr.
I know.
Lords.
I know. I keep trying to stop myself, and I actually
You're getting worse.
before when I said it to Adam, I said Lords of Illusion, and I'm like, damn it, I dropped the S on that one now. It's a problem with the S. I can't help it.
I'm gonna keep calling you out on it too, bro, until you get it right.
It's never gonna happen. It's been happening for
Hey man, it
52
will.
years.
Trust me, it will.
But yeah, so when the movie starts out, it's back in 1982. So you got all the ways that we all used to dress back in the 80s, and a
Bunch of
cult.
dorks.
Oh my god, it was terrible. And a cult led by Nyx, who looks like they're going to sacrifice Dorothea until she is saved. Flash forward. Flash forward to 1995, and Harry. Damn it, what was his last name? I was gonna say almost.
Dubois, something like that. I don't know.
I know. I just should have put his last name.
Demore. I think Harry Demore. Yeah.
He's a character in some of Clive Barker's books that he's kind of. Think of him a little bit like Constantine.
Oh, is he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's like, and that's why in the movie
he's a PI.
Nick said that he's drawn to it.
That's
He works on supernatural cases, and it kind of sucks because this could have been the catapult to doing a bunch of movies with Harry, and the box office did not answer kindly. But JR, this was your pick, so I'm gonna go to you first on this one.
Was it my pick?
Yeah.
It wasn't mine.
Yeah. So let me get this out of the way first, because this is what we're here for. Yeah.
Did you want to go to the comments first, Gio?
Oh, sorry.
The comments.
Sorry.
Right. I'm gonna skip. Adam, I see you, brother. I see you. I'm skipping you. Let's talk Knicks. And Adam says Knicks got fucked up. Yo, I would be. Just kill me if you put that fucking mask on me. Nah, son. Too much claustrophobia here. Sally says, "Hello, Sally. Did the pandemic jam up some projects? That's Gio. That's for you."
Yeah, regarding probably.
I think it was regarding everything. Yeah, the pandemic did mess up a lot of the projects. Everything was done. I know there was, precautions you had to take. For example, I know there was 2 projects that I worked on, and we had to take a COVID test prior to even going on set. And and then you basically had to take all the precautions possible. So it did ruin a lot of films that were in production. That's why you had films like Host come out, a lot of things that were done during the pandemic and stuff, because you couldn't be close to anybody. And then you had films that Ice Cube's War of Worlds was done during the pandemic.
How was that, Gio? That's a found footage.
I did not watch that film.
Actually, it's not found footage. What do you call that genre of? It's a type of found footage, but it's its own separate subgenre.
It's almost like it's almost like a lie. Like it has a name. It's like a streaming type thing.
like that. That guy with the guy from Harold and Kumar. What's his name? John Cho. What's his name?
Yeah, he has
Like,
another
he
one.
has a popular
Found.
movie that's
That's a
Found. Yeah,
great
yeah.
one. I love that one.
It's that I forgot what it's called, man, but it's that type. Yeah, with webcams.
Yeah, it relies more on the
I don't
internet
mind those
webcam.
type of films, to be honest with you. Yeah.
No.
All right. And Adam says Sandman is awesome. That's
Fucking
good
good,
reassurance. Good,
Dude,
because
like, we literally, when I say when we put it
Yeah.
on, even my phone is down. We'll comment to each other on a scene here and there, but we're just like,
It just pisses you off. It was only 2 seasons. That's the only.
it is. But the thing, it closed off. I do.
Well,
know
the thing
that
too
'cause
is
it
there
follows
was
the
a bunch of stuff that
yeah.
he's having personal life issues as far as things that are coming up. So,
Well, considering when it came out, they did what they could. And Sally chimes in. All I can say, what in the meth-fueled fever dream? Hey, GR, you ever took meth?
no, hell no.
Nah.
I would be very skinny right now.
Hey, what are you trying to say, bro?
And-
Adam says, "Oh, definitely, Sally. The pandemic caused a disturbance in the forest. it definitely wasn't my picture. That's a good quote, but we need to get that on the shirt.
Well, it's funny because
Adam is right about everything. Adam's
right
always
before it's
right.
almost done, Adam goes, "Did your JR pick this?" So I started laughing.
I won't lie when I saw this because I could have swore Joe told me it was a GR pick. I'm like, yeah, this is the kind of movie GR would. I'm not saying he would love. We'll talk about that, but
Yeah.
something that he'll be interested in seeing as a younger person. Maybe not too much now.
oh yeah.
But yeah, GR, I'm sorry. I'll be
Go ahead and
caught
give
up
us
in
your
the comments. Thank you for those comments, everyone.
Yes, thank you,
Keep chiming in. Keep chiming in. We
All right,
appreciate
let's get the main thing out of the equation here. When we do retro films, the big question is, does the film still stand the test of time? I'm gonna be honest with you, hell to the fucking no. This film, when we first saw it, it was cool because this is Clive Barker. This is a little bit after Hellraiser, so this is when you had the Clive Barker, you had Wes Craven, you had John Carpenter, all during this time, letting out most of their stuff. And unfortunately, when you watch it, and I watched it with Priscilla, and I felt bad for her because she wanted to watch it with me. That's why I was saying I got to watch this because I got to review it. And she was like falling asleep. She goes, "The only reason I watch this film is because Famke Janssen."
Yo, it's
That's
funny.
the only reason.
I told my girlfriend I'm gonna watch because we normally will watch movies together for the live. I said, you know what, you can set this one out. I don't think it's gonna be your type of movie.
No, Priscilla's like literally falling asleep, which I'm surprised she hasn't answered yet, but responding in the comments. But yeah,
Please
she's
tell her
like
to
falling
hop.
asleep.
Tell her to hop in the comments. I wanted to say that name, bro. I need it. I need that username in my life.
Yeah, I was telling her. But yeah, it's and this is the problem with this film, and this is like as I'm watching this film, when we do retro things, the things that always go through my head is, does this film have enough right now to actually be remade? And I think it has all the pieces in place for a great remake if you actually do it as a series, not as a film, because unfortunately, this is a big word that we keep saying over and over again, ambiguity. Even though ambiguity wasn't done much in those times and didn't care for it as far as the 80s and stuff, but this film had too much ambiguity that when you're watching the film, everything felt like it was rushed. There was no consistency throughout the film, and I think that's what hampers some of the film. Now, you get the beginning where you get a young Swan going after Nyx and stuff, and the little girl. That scene was cool, but then when you fast forward into the future, what was the detective's name again? I forgot what's his name.
Harry
Damore.
Harry Damore.
Harry
Damore. Yeah, like the whole thing with him dreaming, the whole exorcism thing. I mean, you mentioned it, and then you didn't really use it much in the film, as far as
good shot. You're right.
what's to follow in the darkness, and that was a major issue I had because, you have this character like Joe. I think Joe is perfect comparison to Constantine. You had this character who was drawn to the darkness, who was drawn into this, but didn't use any of the stuff as far as the darkness because it didn't really say he did. He did an exorcism, so there was a lot of character mistakes and errors in this film. I mean, Famke and Jason, the reason Priscilla really watched it because she loved her, and I think she was in Hemlock Grove, right?
Yep.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the first Netflix series. Oh no,
Yep.
actually no. House of Cards was right.
House of Cards, great series.
House of Cards. First one I've seen.
but it was like one of those things where, I mean, you're watching the film, the acting wasn't the greatest. It was like so like it was a tough rewatch because when we watched this back when it came out, it was actually an interesting film back in the days. You know, because you had this whole thing about the cult. I think this took a little bit. Yeah, it was like around the same time as the Waco, Texas type thing. So there was a lot of comparison to that. You know, there was a lot of like Sally said in the comments on me to jump there, but there was a lot of potential in this film, and it's kind of disappointing because it's like the problem with Clive Barker is out of the big three, his stuff is way out there. I mean, he did Hellraiser, so his stuff is just if he's gonna take you on a journey, it's gonna be way the fuck out there somewhere that you're gonna be like, you're gonna be either mesmerized, you're gonna be like, what the fuck? But yeah, I mean, it wasn't a fun rewatch. And as I'm sitting there, like, wow, this is a tough one. And then Priscilla goes to bed. I'm still watching. I'm like, fuck, this film has so much potential, so much things that they could do, which I think it still could be redone and shit. My radar is not. I would love to rewrite this because I think this has so much potential as far as making it into a series. But yeah, I mean, Nick's character was pretty cool for the limited screen time he had. Then you had, Swan, which is once again a lot of plot holes in that. It's kind of creepy that the dude saves the little girl, that he marries her.
Oh, thank you. You took the words out of my mouth, bro.
Well, hold on. So, because
she was a minor,
13 years. So she was, I think, 13 years old. So her character would be 26 years old.
Still disturbing.
Oh, I know.
Very disturbing. And yeah, like the special effects, a lot of stuff didn't work in this film for us to rewatch it now and judge it. But yeah, I just think a lot of potential, a lot of too much wasted potential, and the plot holes just buried it deeper than they buried Nick's. Rick like that.
Were you waiting for that, or that came up?
No, actually, as I was going, I was like, all right, yeah, that'd be a good closing thought there.
Well, it's funny because when that was happening, Adam goes, "I swear to God, he better not show up in China." I was like, "Oh, you know what? I feel a little bit better because since you started, I was like, I don't want to go first. I was the villain last week." All right, Ricky, what are your thoughts?
Well, you know what? I am not a fan. I always say this on here. I am not a fan of 90s horror. Not 90s filmmaking. I think 90s, that's when filmmaking came, that's when it blew up. Terminator 2, a fucking Jurassic Park. That's when technology blew up as far as filmmaking with special effects, mixing practical with computer effects. But horror, it didn't work because they tried to do this. Case in point, in this film. It's just this movie here, it's the early PlayStation graphics and effects here, just like GR said, doesn't age well at all. I mean, they could have went with a practical or stop motion, like when Swan's body at the end completely gets devoid of all his skin. He just pretty much he's just bones at this point. But the effect they used to remove his fucking flesh was horrendous. If it was stop motion, it would have added a lot of charm, or it would have added a lot of character to the film. Because yes, it will look hokey, but it'll add that Army of Darkness. Joe, we just talked about Army of Darkness recently, and we talked about the stop motion effects. And one thing you did not say was, "Oh, it looked bad." You said it reminded me of the Days of Sinbad. It brought it brought joy to you, even though it looked bad, but it holds up because it's nostalgia, and it takes you to that time. This movie doesn't do that. It looks like bad PlayStation. I'm talking early PlayStation effects, man. Terrible. This completely takes you out of the movie. But it's funny because this is my first watch. I've never seen this movie until now, and it's interesting going back and watching older movies because not watching movies when you're older as opposed to when you're a young kid or a young teen. You understand them more. So watching this movie and in hindsight, after watching all these movies we've been watching recently, in the theater, Together, Bring Her Back, Weapons, you keep the list goes on, and then you watch this and God, this is terrible. It does, like GR said again, it does not hold up at all. But with that said, I did like the mandrill scene was fucking great because it looked real. I don't know how they did that. I don't know if they used an actual primate
I think they
mixed
did.
with like a practical effects, or maybe like I don't want to say a dummy, but it didn't look like a dummy. It looked, that's the best looking effect in the entire film. Unfortunately, it peaked at the fucking very beginning, but that scene creeped me out. Like, oh my god, that thing looks scary, and it didn't look like it was shot like somewhere else. And then they had the one person like not even in the same room. They cut it well in the edit enough to make you believe that the actual mandrill's there, you know. So I like that. That was probably the best looking scene in my opinion. But yeah, the 90s tropes for horror films, on a technical level, it's all there. The acting, like GR said, Swan in the beginning. I was gonna message Joe, like, Joe, this acting, I hope it's not gonna be like this the whole movie. And it wasn't, thank goodness. It did pick up, but the cast was fine. Scott Bakula, when I didn't know he was in it, and I saw his name in the credits, I'm like, oh, it's a Scott Bakula joint, really? Nah, I know we in the 90s. So. And then a nice surprise was, Famke Janssen. I didn't know she was in this at all, and I didn't even know she was Dorothy at all until like halfway through the movie. I kept thinking to myself, maybe she married it, but what happened to the little girl? Because they were a married couple. Why would Swan marry this little girl? Like GR said, I didn't put two and two together. And yes,
but she explained why she did it.
No, I understand. It wasn't it's more platonic, right? As far as their love,
Yeah.
It wasn't as much sexual as it was just, I don't know.
Gratitude.
The thing is, they danced around it a little too much, They could have went a little deeper into it, but it was just, I don't know, man. That just threw me off. And in fact, 13 years passed. She looks a lot older than what? Which is a 26, is that, Joe?
26. Her character would be 25, 26.
I don't know.
And he kind of still...
But she looked a lot older than what the little girl
should. He looked the same.
Yeah.
He looked the same.
And he looked the same.
He looked the same.
Just crazier hair.
His hair was all fucking crazy. It reminded me...
When he said his office like this, his hair like...
And his forehead was like huge. I was like, holy shit. But I did like Swan's character and the flash forward scenes. Especially like, I don't know, something like when he was saying like, he was like, when the guy, what's his name? Not Vincent. What's
Valentine?
Valentine. When Valentine fucking got murked, right? And then Swan's like, oh, nonchalant about it, and Harry's like, look what just happened to him. And then Swan was like, that's gonna be all of us, man. Like, I don't know. I did like him. He grew on me. Swan, he did grow on me. But the problem with this movie, it's not the villain. I know JR liked him. I think Nick's as a concept, it's good. I don't think they fleshed him out enough.
No.
Like, he got killed really easy. Well, not easy, but early on in the film, they took care of him. He was intimidating, but I just didn't. I didn't like him. I didn't feel like I wanted to know more about him. He wasn't memorable, and that's the big issue with the movie. It's not memorable. Like let's say like a Wishmaster, or even a Hellraiser with Pinhead. Like they don't. It doesn't help when you got a villain that nobody cares about. So there's no merchandise sales, there's no figures. It may seem stupid, but that shit counts. People buy nostalgia, and there's nothing to this film that ties them to that era other than the bad PlayStation 1 graphics, So, I don't know. And Valentine was a nosy motherfucker, too. That guy was always creeping around. Look, it was like, what's going on with this guy? He's mad shady. But then, I understood him in the end, which is fine. I will say, though, I saw this on Tubi, and I mentioned this before, but I do appreciate that Tubi has the ad timer. It tells you exactly. Yeah. I know
how long you have.
No, but I appreciate that.
How long you have to do stuff.
Yes, because I hate it when you're in the middle of a scene, like, then it just abruptly stops to play an ad. No, they tell you 10 seconds, an ad is coming. Oh, thank you, Tubi. I appreciate that. But overall, it's a fine film, held back by dated effects.
Yes.
There is some interesting moments sprinkled in between, but it's not I won't say it's a bad film. It just does not hold up, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my quick little overview on it.
All right, let's go ahead to the comments real quick so then I can say all mine.
This was your pick according to GR. So
no.
Don't go running now, right, Joe?
No, it wasn't me.
remember who picked this.
That's why he's sipping his coffee like, I don't know who picked this.
No, look, I would have snapped my fingers, man.
Oh, hold on. Oh shit. All right, here we go. All right. Adam is right about everything. Is that true, Joe? Adam's always right. No, okay. It had potential. It did. You know what? I did like that one line, right? When somebody, I think it was Harry, or somebody was like really like poking the bear when it came to like Swan. He's like, really, you could do all this, but you can't cure cancer or do this. And he's, my man's like, you know, a magician works in Vegas and he gets a cheap little motel.
Oh, wait, he's at that magic house?
Yeah, if you're an illusionist, you know, you get a contract with Vegas. So he's in there for the money. Yeah. So for some reason, that added a lot of weight to the Swan character. It's a dick thing to say, but it's a realistic. It's a realistic. People will do that, and it's okay. You know, it's his skill. All right, right here. You can tell that they were more carried away with effects and skipped on plot. What you guys think about that comment?
It's true.
Yeah,
I mean, like, yeah. I mean, but the thing is, remember, this is a short story, and it's really hard to take a short story and turn it into a full-length film.
But here's the problem: when you write and direct it, it kind of does fall.
Well, I know. Listen, yeah, I know.
I was invested though when Harry first got the job. He moves to LA for the job for the time being, and he's spying on that dude who did the insurance fraud, right? Man, this guy was having a good time though. Jesus Christ, I wanted to be with that dude, bro. And I was invested. Okay, so now it's gonna be like almost like a giallo film. You know what I'm saying? That's what it reminded me of. There's a mystery, and then when the bodies started dropping. But then, okay, we found, now there's this weird guy with the eye. What was it? I forgot his name. Butterfield. He shows, it's him. He's involved somehow. But, yeah. So, good. Thanks, Sally, for that. We appreciate that comment. The queen is here. Hey, Queen Masura. Hola. I hope you're doing well. Appreciate the comment. And here, I get to say it. In bed with the villain. Not that I want to be in bed with the villain, but I just love that username. God help me, I couldn't stay awake. I gave up after 1 hour and 12 minutes with my eyes rolling back. Thank you for that. I forgot to mention, I wasn't in my notes because it didn't bother me as much, but it is borderline almost 2 hours. And I watched it with fucking commercials, so it was over 2 hours. It was
over 2 hours with the commercials. I watched it with you.
I didn't realize it started as a short story.
Yeah.
Neither did I. This is my first watch, so I went in with this movie blind, and thanks, Joe, for that. I didn't know it was part of a. I mean, it's a Clive Barker joint, so I'm assuming it was part of a book. Now that you mentioned,
well, it's the Books of Blood, which out of the Books of Blood, the Midnight Meat Train also comes out of there.
Yeah, there we go.
Candyman is also out of there, and Rawhead Rex is also out of there. So there's a whole lot. All right, so here's my thing. I could, like, JR remembers watching it. I could almost swear I did see this, and I probably did see it with him, but it was so bad that I just completely forgot it. Because as I'm watching it, I'm trying to recall this movie. There's a good possibility this is a first watch for me. I'm like, but I swear that I remember some of these. So it's one of those where I saw it and it was so not memorable.
Part of the Wishmaster series or something.
And I'm like, well, it wasn't memorable, so my brain never held on to it.
See, I knew to stay away from this movie. I know. I'm sorry. It's not the way I'm talking. I'm not. It's to me, it wasn't terrible. It just doesn't hold up very well at all.
Yeah, no. I mean, it definitely, like JR said, it doesn't hold up. That's part of our retro reviews, is that we want to see if the movie still holds up. And honestly, it's okay if sometimes we pick one JR that doesn't hold up. But like I said, it was based on a short story. The story is called The Last Illusion, which is kind of what a line thrown in there. And I said it's from the but Rick had mentioned something about the next character. So when the movie got released, I guess people who are fans of the books and everything were not happy with Nyx being more the antagonist, because in the books it's actually Butterfield. And for me, what actually kind of saved the movie was the Butterfield character.
He was more interesting.
He was more, and in the books, Butterfield is a demon. Now he's an acolyte for Nyx, but Nyx isn't really a huge thing in there. it's more Butterfield. And you know, with him being the demon, then you know you got his acolyte who got all fucked up, thrown out, pulling out glass from him.
Let me ask you. You bring him up now. Why was he so impervious to damage, bro?
I think it's just a magic spell. I think because the thing is,
that motherfucker was high on Molly
in
or
the
something.
beginning. Well, there could be that too. But in the
Was it
beginning,
Molly
when you get all the word, you know, they're giving you the story. It talks about how in some magics you actually you invoke demons, you get the power of the demons. So that's, again, JR said, the ambiguity here. I'm giving you all this information that would have helped this movie out a little bit more, because it was in the book. Clive chose not to put some of this in there. Clive chose to make Nix he should have stuck with Butterfield.
He wrote the screenplay?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of weird.
It's all on him.
You took your own short story. You created you created, you know, a whole movie.
Look at the comments later.
I know. But
you and Jay are the worst.
No, I know. It's just because for me, I told Adam, I'm like, you know, as somebody, you know, from the community, the antagonist was this gay guy who had an acolyte. He got in there too because he was fighting both Harry and Dorothea. Like, he fended him off for a while. It was actually Swan who stopped him. So this is where, like, the movie, it should have, like, for me, it should have made the Butterfield character, if his revenge was to take out everybody who took out Nix, you know, because that's what it was going for.
He was persistent, bro.
He was persistent.
That dude was not stopped.
He's a tire, man. He was super villain gear on the whole time. Priscilla's like, Jesus Christ, look how small his shorts are.
Oh my God, I know. And it's funny because I saw that, and you know, and like, I will say, I know you said don't look. There was a lot of stereotype in the character.
What? You get your comments up? I don't see the comments unless I go into them. How?
Oh yeah, no,
you're right. You got the screen.
No, if you click on the don't
worry about it. It's fine. Right. Oh, I understand. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm stupid.
But so that was one of those things that yes, that the way that they made him look, but this was also a 90s movie, so it's kind of the way that, you know, gays dressed in the 90s. But the thing is, even though he's dressed that way, he was one of the scariest motherfuckers in there. He had a I don't even know what you call that, like the his bag with the weapons in there. Yeah. Like, this motherfucker.
He's a good character though. I like.
That's what I'm saying.
Very good character.
Yeah.
This is where it should have, you know, and JR, if they're gonna redo them, I would start with the case that Harry worked on before it. That way you can lead into the Lords of Illusion, but start with the case before it, which involved the exorcism, because you like, you know, you can't. If you're gonna have a series, I think they did this with damn it.
Yeah, I'll counter that for you. I'll counter it. Okay.
But with the Morgan Freeman character, it's not horror. It's
yeah, he's played the same detective. Kiss the Girls.
Kiss the Girls. There was a whole series
Spider.
in that, and it kind of went like in the middle instead of starting. I don't know if you're gonna go with, especially if it's gonna be a Books of Blood, then kind of just start it, because you're gonna want to actually get the readers, the people who do love the books, to watch the movie too. And after what he did with this one, some of them might be like, nah, I didn't like what he did with the last one. But go ahead with your I'll finish a couple more thoughts.
No, see, my counter, if I was to make this into a series, I would make it based off Butterfield's point of view. If you're going to make a series more interesting, you do it off Butterfield. The fact that he's the one that, after Swan was killed, ran away, plotting this whole time, because another plot hole they have on it, obviously Butterfield's the one that reached out to all the members of the cult to come back.
Yep.
So I think if you do a series and actually do the series based on a villain as the main character role, following what he did, you know, for his revenge, I think it'll make it more interesting, because the problem is, if you do it off of the Moors, you already had Constantine, which you already tied it to. So you're kind of doing that over again. But actually doing it from Butterfield's point of view, because remember, we saw a bunch of the characters die of the original three that, you know, went in with Swan, but we didn't see how Pym died, because they didn't explain it. Oh, Pim's dead. And he said, "Oh, Pim's dead."
Was it the blonde one? The blonde
Yeah.
girl?
The blonde
Yeah,
girl,
I noticed
Yeah.
that. Was that the
So
actress that didn't want to come back?
No, it's Pim. Obviously, she was like, "Listen, this movie sucks. She's kill me off quick." But I think if you do it that way, because now you actually the Butterfield character was an interesting character. I mean, think about the dynamic of his basic acolyte. You have a guy who, like you said, he was stereotyped one way. His acolyte looked like a freaking skinhead, which is the total opposite of the person you would have.
The sharp teeth and shit.
So you had, you had two opposite characters.
Scary.
Yeah, and I think if you do it, fuck it, name the series Butterfield, because I think it'll be an interesting series based off a villain who's looking to plot and get revenge.
Look at
Yeah, Joe's like,
I'm listening.
He ain't even paying attention to.
I'm totally listening. Don't call him off.
He's telling Adam, go get me a drink. I need See?
Because I looked down and realized, shit, I did not bring my backup.
No, but for me,
if Adam's watching, just tell him.
Yeah,
Just tell him.
I know, but I still was listening completely.
Sorry, Gio. I apologize.
No, it's okay. But for me, yeah, I mean, I think if you do it off the persona of Butterfield, I think it'd be more interesting because now you're actually following the villain, how he plots and seeks his revenge, and how you don't even have to have Swan appear till like later on in fucking season 2 or 3 because he'll be relevant until you get to the point where here's Butterfield doing everything he needs to do. And the thing too is you got a guy who during the whole time he's searching to get Swan back, he's learning the dark arts even more. So now you get even more involved in that. So I think there's a lot more potential from that point of view. So yeah. Tubi, whoever wants to do it. Butterfield. That's just fucking cool, man.
I know, but now that I think about it, if you think about it, you say the name, it's ridiculous. But you know, when you see the character, it's
the more we talk about him, the more I like him. It's like
he's charismatic. He was charismatic for little part he had in the film.
And he was relentless. He would not. He's like a fucking wild animal. He wouldn't stay down, bro.
Well,
he
here's
got
another
fucked
thing.
up, burnt face. It kept coming.
We've done enough of these movies, and JR, like JR with the stuff he deals with, you know, when it comes to black magic, like witchcraft, like he had 2 different color of eyes, which is the tell of a possessed or a demon. So like right from the beginning,
you guys would know that,
yeah. So like right, you got that from the beginning. So you already knew his character in the beginning when you saw him. There was already something different about him.
And it makes it easier to recognize them in the future. Yeah, you're right.
It does, and that is the one character, the strong character for the movie. The only saving grace in this movie. If you didn't have Butterfield in here, this would have really fucking sucked.
Think about when his boy got killed with a pipe going through his chest. This motherfucker is creeping behind. You see him look back, goes up the steps real quick.
And he's like, "Oh well,
that's funny."
He dead. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna redirect myself. And then Rick, you have mentioned as far as the special effects with the body. I had just watched Hellraiser last night and recognized the same special effects and saw it was done so much better in Hellraiser.
Because it's more practical.
How did you not like? I don't. What? Like? How am I seeing you do this?
How do you see that and think? You know what it is? There's fancy technology. Ooh, we got computer effects, right? So they use it not. Just because it's new technology doesn't mean it's fucking good. Even to this day, when there's new technology, if it's not used right or if it's not ready to be used in the way you want it to be used, it's gonna look bad. It's not gonna age well, and that's the problem, bro. That's just why 90s horror, to me, relied too much on CGI, and it's not the CGI it's not Steven Spielberg CGI, multi-million-dollar fucking production. These are very small scale budgeted films trying to use CGI because that's the new thing. They stepped away from practical because it was not only that it was more expensive, it was more time consuming. So they want to make movies faster and get them out faster and get to the next film to head into production. Anyway, by the way, that one call guy with the glasses, this motherfucker had the same glasses for 13 years.
Yeah, how do you do that?
He looked the same age, man.
I mean, wait a minute, they came back? They're still there?
Well, one thing, I don't know if you guys caught on to it, though. When I was watching this film, and you hear the score of it, it was like, hold up, am I listening to the same score as Nightbreed? The score sounded so similar to the Nightbreed. I'm like, holy shit, did you guys just get lazy and use the same score as Nightbreed? Because a lot of the music was, go back to watch Nightbreed, it's like, oh my god, it's almost the same intro music to the beginning. I'm like,
and now that you said Nightbreed, because for me, when Swan got older, Swan looked like the burned priest in Nightbreed. So like,
Fucking
and
Swan.
actually, and a little fun fact to the guy who played Swan, that's Dr. Mindbender in the G.I.
I
Joe
know
movies.
G.I. Joe. You know where else I seen him? There was this movie. It's not. It's an enjoyable movie, but because it's entertaining, but it's not great. This movie called Flight of the Living Dead. Anything that's zombie, I watch. And he's in that movie. It's about a zombie outbreak on a plane, obviously because of the title. But he's played some convict that becomes like the hero of the fucking movie. That guy.
I think
And he was also in Steel Magnolias, which is
he's also a Mummy. Was he in the Mummy?
He was the Mummy also.
Yeah, he was
Yes,
in the Mummy.
he was. Yeah, he was in the Mummy.
Wait a minute,
also.
was that the guy with the mustache?
Yes.
The Mummy?
Yes,
Yeah, the one that was
No
the one that kept
way.
betraying him every time. He got the
Oh,
chance.
yeah, you know what? I'm a Swan guy. Swan's my guy. I like Swan.
Well,
Him and
and
Butterfield. Him and Butterfield. Best parts of the movie.
There was one little person. I didn't mean that as a. There was one cameo in there
I know,
also.
dude. I know who you're talking about.
Danny Woodburn.
Yes, I'm like,
Mickey
yes.
Abbott.
And that's all he did. He was a forensic photographer.
Yeah, the little scene. And Adam goes, I was like, like, sorry, I know he hates when I call him up, but he's like, is this during the time where we had to make sure we had a little person in a movie?
No, he was great. He was all over the place.
When he
was
showed up,
great.
I'm like, the fuck is Mickey doing in this movie?
But what was good about him, he wasn't used. He wasn't no circus performer or nothing. He was a forensic photographer. He was a regular guy. That's what I loved about it.
And there was one, the guy that was, hold on, he was I guess the head leader.
In the magic thing.
Vincent Chiavelli.
Oh my God! Thank you.
Dude,
What's
when
it-
I
wait,
saw him,
Wait a minute. I actually got that in my notes. How did I missed that?
he's been in so much.
Dude, he was a
Bro,
ghost.
hold on a
The
second.
most memorable was Ghost. The guy was like on a train.
Yep. Well, one flew over the
Oh my
cuckoo's
God!
nest
I don't have it.
also.
I must have. Anyway, he was. What's his name? I wrote his name now. What's his name, Joe?
Vincent Chiavelli.
Vincent Chiavelli. Mind you, yes, he was a ghost. He was in tons of stuff.
Dude,
But I know
People
him.
versus the- oh, God.
I know him from the X-Files. He was in this episode
Yes.
Humbug. He played
Yep.
Lanny. With his brother was fucking. He's like Belial and shit. And I loved how he got called out for his Brooklyn accent.
Yeah, he goes.
Fuck
he
you,
goes.
man.
Where's that accent from? Brooklyn. All of a sudden, he turns around, he starts talking Brooklyn. I'm like, but yeah, that was. I will say one of the little fun parts of this movie, because it is '90s, is seeing so many random people in there, and because I kept looking even more random. I don't watch the show anymore, but when they were showing the dancers, one of the dancers, that's Carrie Ann Inaba. I'm pretty sure you've heard her name. She's on Dance with the Stars.
No,
But like,
I
there's
don't watch
like,
that shit.
and she was also a fly girl. So like I'm sitting going, wow, like there's so many small little people in this movie. But yeah, so it's kind of, and we're gonna after we review it, I was gonna ask you guys obviously to tell me your favorite Clive Barker, and it's so weird because with all the stuff that I've seen from him, this was just not the greatest.
You gotta understand though, Clive Barker is more of he's a writer, a
Author. I know.
novelist.
No, I know.
If you think about it, if you look at his filmography, he doesn't have a lot of movies.
He
You can
doesn't.
cut him on one hand the amount of movies he directed. So
Right,
that,
but
that
when
wasn't
he-
his forte.
But when you have Rawhead Rex, you have Candyman, you
He
have
didn't direct those movies.
Hellraiser.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I got you. I understand.
But I'm just saying. But
I know
yeah,
what you mean. His catalog. Yeah.
yes,
I did
the
not know
catalog
he was
itself.
involved in Rawhead Rex.
Yeah,
I'm
so
trying to
it's-
find a way to fucking find that to get this movie on the channel somehow. I'm dying to talk
Bro,
about
Drake's
that. Fuck
fucking
that
awesome
movie.
man.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, that's
Funny as fuck, dude.
Oh, that movie's like notoriously bad, but I love it.
Yeah.
I got one question. I got Adam said something interesting here. But Butterfield is also a stereotype. I want to elaborate on that. That's an interesting
It was.
comment.
It was just.
You mentioned that, right? That's what you mean, like
yeah,
the
just the way that they, as far as he was dressed and
gotcha,
His
gotcha.
flamboyancy.
his flamboyancy. But here's the thing, though.
He made
was-
it work though.
Because here's one of those things. He's someone that you will look at him and you go, "Oh, I can fuck you up." And then next thing you know, you're laying on the floor with a blade inside, on your side, going, "Damn, he just kicked my
But
ass."
one thing I noticed about him, right, especially when Harry first went and not Quaid. How does I say Quasar? Jesus Christ, who was the
Quaid.
guy, the Quaid? Yeah, the
Yeah.
fortune teller guy. He was the guy with the shotgun in the earlier part of the film. it was when Harry found him with all the fucking blades impaled into him. It was his servant that was fucking him, like just fucking up Harry. And once Harry got in there, and what happens? Fucking Butterfield runs. The scene later, Butterfield runs. He's always running. He's not. Yeah, you're right. He's not this vicious fighter. But when you pin him against the wall, he'll fight back.
He'll fight.
And Sally says, "I'm beginning to wonder if I really want this." Oh, hold on. I love seeing Willow, so I gotta pop that up there. Sally once again chimes in. I like that idea. Kind of a fallen vibe. Yep.
Let's talk about making a series.
Yeah.
And Adam says, and those pornographic pants. Oh, you talk. Oh, Joe, what's up with the pants?
But Butterfield's
one,
outfit.
Man.
But yeah, Butterfield's outfit. Oh, I know. Again, listen. But this is the '90s, and this is kind of, you know, they did go stereotype. But I'm still gonna defend on. They went stereotype, but blow to the boat, he'll fucking kick your ass.
Yeah, I mean, again, he wasn't much of a fighter without weapons because but he was persistent, and this guy was durable. I would say that.
Well, you know, the coolest thing about him too is like when he appeared in the scene, like the first time you see him, when Demore goes into and sees Quaid, he's like standing in the corner in the darkness. He was always coming out of the darkness every time.
Yeah,
you see him.
I'm sorry. Whenever you say Quaid, I think of Total Recall.
And I keep thinking of Randy Quaid, so I don't know. All right, JR, go ahead and give us your score here. And I feel so bad we're about to do this to Clive Barker's. I know what's about to happen.
But I'm always here. That's all that counts. That's all that counts. Thank you for coming in. And Adam chimes in real quick. Yes, he was a tough homosexual.
Thank you for using a proper word instead
tough
of
or homosexual. Which one?
That one, because there was one time somebody put a word in there. We're like, oh no.
Oh yeah. I was like, oh wait a minute, we don't use that word here.
Yeah, this was a tough one, and I'll get more in depth of some of the things about Clive Barker when we talk about his films later. But yeah, this one was tough. Like rewatching it, I'm sitting like, wow. As I'm watching, like, yeah, this is just not going well. This is just not. The flow is not consistent. It's jumping all over the place. Every time we needed some more information, I feel like it just said, fuck it, let's keep going with the film. And that's unfortunate because, like we talked about, there's a lot of potential in this film. I think this is a film that if the right person gets their hands on it, I think they can make it work really good. Even like, I think this is a film, even, what's his name, Zach Regger probably would freaking own this shit if he did it, because he will give a different take of it, and having the antagonist character, if it was to go to the series or whatnot. But for me, yeah, it was a tough watch. The characters, the characters were fun though, man. I gotta say that I did like Swan.
Yeah,
I mean, this too.
I love Swan.
All right, so this dude goes into hiding, and he's basically in the sewer system almost. And the whole thing has a couch and shit. This is like, I'm thinking the whole time, this motherfucker planned
with that John Waters mustache.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, man.
Yeah, it was all planned.
It was because I know I'm saying, but like, was he planning this way ahead of time that he already started decorating this whole thing even before he knew that Nix was coming back? But
Gio, how can you explain his death though when he was getting impaled? How did he fake that?
Illusion, man. Remember, he dipped into darkness.
He dipped into darkness. Was probably not hitting important vital organ.
No, he hit into darkness. It's an illusion. He made it seem like he was getting.
He wanted to look like he died, so that way Nix would not go after.
That was his greatest illusion, to fake his own death. Yeah,
the last illusion.
Remember what that dude said? I forgot. The guy at the House of Magic. He was evil. Swan was evil. He delved into magic he shouldn't be delving into. He was evil. So, he was into dark magic. Then you had, and it's funny because Priscilla's like, man, I wanted to watch this film because of Famke Janssen. And wow, her acting was the greatest in this film either. And the one scene that she was like laughing on was saying, oh, we're going to have a sex scene. This mother was taking one button off at a time. It was like a million buttons over here. She's like, what?
I know he's a PI and he could read people, but this guy was not likable because the way he kept like throwing himself to fucking this guy's the widow.
Yeah, dude.
Like, come on, bro. He's married. What are you doing?
But you know what made it creepier? The fact that Swan got Valentine to go get him, and before he died, he goes, "Is that him?" I'm like, this motherfucker setting up his wife to hook up with somebody else already.
Yeah, he was mad. Valentine.
Yeah. Is that him?
This
But
was.
no, but yeah, this movie is you had just so many things go wrong, and unfortunately, I think Clive Barker got it. He got to own this. You know, this is on him.
Take that.
This
Gotta
is
take
definitely
that
on
L,
him.
son. Take that.
You know, and
I'm sure he would take the L.
He tried to defend it,
Yeah.
there's no
but
defense
even
of this film.
yeah, no, even
There's no
he
defense
knows.
of this film
I mean,
because
it's
it's not a bad film.
It's not horrendous or nothing.
No, it's not.
It's
But
just because
bad
the comparison
choices were
of
made.
Yes.
Bad choices.
No, for score, I'm gonna give it a 3 because yeah, it's not a good stand test of time, but it still has some good elements in the film that I think you see the potential of this film, and we always go after Hollywood, go after people for remakes, but if there's a film that was bad back in the day and you're able to make it better, then do it. This is one that I think could be a lot better.
That could be in favor of a remake.
Just remember the last time somebody tried to do that Firestarter, it didn't go.
But Firestarter's a classic.
Firestarter is
right. I know, but it's all right. But remember, it's a classic, but it's still kind of critically panned, and people the original.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's still it's considered a good bad movie.
It's like The Shining. It's a classic in name, but Kubrick hated that fucking movie, and even Stephen King hates that fucking movie.
Stephen King hated it.
You're right. I had to reverse.
I know. I knew what
you're right. Thank
exactly
you.
What you were trying to say, but yeah,
King hated it. That's why he remade it as a series. Yeah.
And the series was actually
not for nothing. If you're in a cult and this dude comes back from the dead, you think he's really gonna give you anything? I mean, that whole scene where they're sinking into the mud and shit, which I found hilarious. I'll be honest, I started fucking laughing and shit. There's that one dude, fuck you, and he just,
fuck you. Yeah,
you
really,
waited 13 years. 13 years. You sat around and waiting for this motherfucker to show up.
That's stupid.
Which is crazy because like this is one of those things that where all right, I'm sorry if I'm gonna go on this, but imagine they remade this film or made it into a series like we're saying they should do. And all those cult members, you see them basically killing their families in order to go back to the cult. As far as cruel that sounds, but that's something they would do to.
Well, it'll add more weight to
the levity. But this is like things that even if they were added to the movie, like I think to go back to your point about the next characters, there wasn't much of the next character in the film to really make him into the true antagonist of the film.
I didn't like his makeup either, by the way.
His voice was cool as shit, though. I mean, his voice was cool.
What was it when he
I didn't like that.
The white from.
I get what they were going for because
I was like
nasty, man.
When I looked at, I'm like, why does he look like John Wayne Gacy in a clown face right now? Like that's where I went.
Like how you Butterfield, you're not puking, taking that shit off, and it's just. I mean, but for me, yeah, I'll give it a 3. It's unfortunately doesn't stand the test of time.
No. All right.
Yeah, no, same for me. 3 out of 5. I said everything else I needed to say. I'll chime off for you two fellas, but I think the movie it's not terrible, but it was just what hampers it is the CGI for one, right? And just the pacing of the film, like it's all over the place. And the villain is, I know he has potential, because imagine somebody that does magic, but he does real magic and demonology in a sense. We don't see demonology a lot in films. So I think I'm sorry to keep bringing this up, but when you say that this film could be remade, I think, and I'm against remakes, I am. But this film, with the right director and the right writer behind it, they could make something out of this subject matter. So it's a 3 out of 5. It's not terrible. I wouldn't recommend it to just anybody. I need to vet you first. Like, all right, what do you like? It's fun. I found that I Swan. I love Swan. I didn't like him at first, but he grew on me. And I think Butterfield, great villain. I agree 1000% with you guys. He should have been the main antagonist.
Yeah. Oh shit. I'm going 2.5. It's literally. As I was watching it, I'm like sitting there like, do something to get just a little better. And like I said, it was
Scott Bakula's fucking topless scenes didn't do it for you. Joe?
No, I'm not a Bakula fan.
He went from his hair like that to a ponytail.
Yeah, I'm not a Bakula fan. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's another one that, you know, and again, because I'm still like I do know, I want to say I know JR and I saw this one, but I just don't remember any of it. So like
The
as I'm
mystery is who recommended it.
did it was JR.
You're both,
I
you're both
promise
denying
you.
it. You're both
But
denying
like
it.
I'm sitting there like I really don't remember this fucking movie. Like I just remember and then I'm like thinking I think something like this is gonna happen, and then it doesn't happen, and I'm like, yeah, I totally not.
You know what I
remembering
said
this
in
game.
my point of my analysis? What did I say? This movie, the main thing about it, nothing is memorable about it.
And that's
you,
what I
and
think.
you just said right
That's what I
now.
think
You just
it
proved my
is.
point.
Because
You
like I
saw this
know
before and you don't remember it because nothing stands out.
like zilch.
Nothing
Zilch,
stands out.
nothing stood out. And I'm raving about buttermilk. I could have got buttermilk.
Buttermilk. He said buttermilk. Fucking buttermilk.
Oh my god!
You're
I
making me
can't believe I
hungry
said
now.
buttermilk.
Yeah, no, I want some buttermilk pancakes.
Listen,
dude.
buttermilk.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
you use that buttermilk to for your chicken. It's actually I didn't really truly know about
Listen,
that.
bro,
stuff.
I don't never thought about it, but if you're saying it, I know Joe can fucking cook, bro. So
Oh, listen, like soak your any like your tenderloins, your chicken breast, soak them like 24 hours, pound that bitch out, and cook it. It's actually pretty damn good.
Nice.
And actually, and if you want to make like chicken nuggets or chicken tenders, it's actually pretty good too.
I'm a nuggets guy too, bro.
But yeah, like like Adam and I are watching it, and I'm just sitting there going, oh, god damn it! Any second now, I'm gonna hear the comment about, well, this movie sucks, you know. And then Adam's like, you're lucky I love you. You know, I watch this because I want to be supportive of the channel, and I'm like, I know, you know. And like I said, he had gone, is this a JR pick? And I'm like, JR brought it up.
I love how he automatically assumed it was a JR.
Well, and it's and by the way, because I know, because I'm not, and he's gonna hate that I did it. He texted me, goes, wow, you really called me out. But when he does do it, it's generally because it's the slow burn part, and because the movie it hit a slow burn.
We also want Adam's opinion, so we're not calling him out. Yeah, I want to know what he thinks.
It just means it's when the movie hits that slow burn.
Yeah, no, it does.
That's when Adam goes.
Imagine watching this with fucking commercials, bro.
Oh god, it was
should make this shit 3D, man. Would probably been better.
Louise, man.
I was I was grateful for the commercials. Like, and that's horrible.
I used that time to put my notes down. But
Yeah,
I don't have that many for this.
Yeah, no, I was.
I think JR was in our group chat. JR was talking. I forgot what it was about, but I was chiming in. Oh, movie's about to come back. I'm watching Lord Illusions. I just bounced.
Oops, sorry. But yeah, because again, you know, we'll discuss some of his other work when we discuss what we love about Clive Barker, and it's just when you think to yourself, Clive Barker, you expect certain things. And you know, as I looked up, I'm like, body horror. I'm like, yeah, there was some body horror. Unfortunately, it was done through CGI and it didn't look good. Like, you know, and I think the only time that I really liked the body horror
the best
was
scene in the movie.
Well, no, when Nick's, when like fungus, whatever, he started kind of changing, like all the stuff started coming out of him. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool, but that's about as far
That
as
looked a little. I think that was practical. I think
yeah,
so.
that was and stop motion, because you can see.
But what was the point of it though? It didn't go no.
Yeah, he's standing like this. I was just freaking out.
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
Oh, by the way, I'm glad you brought that up, Joe. That scene when the climax when Harry kicks him into the hole, right?
He goes,
or whatever.
can you lift me up?
No, yeah, that was stupid, by the way. But when he kicks him, if you notice, when whoever stuntman was wearing the makeup and he falls, when he hits the wall, you can so see the padded wall. It bounced. You could tell it was padding. I'm like, guys, as a filmmaker or an editor, how do you not notice that? It happened. I mean, in Dawn of the Dead, when a truck hits a zombie, you can see the zombie bouncing off a trampoline, right? So that's my favorite movie of all time. So it happens. So I'm not taking points away for that.
You know what's even
But
worse
it's
than
funny. You can tell it's such a fake wall. Like I bounced off. It looked like something like a kid goes into like one of those like aggro crack from fucking Double Dare and shit.
You know, maybe that climax even worse. This motherfucker's in the bottom of a deep ass hole, and Demore's looking down. And he could really see him doing
I
this.
know.
And Demore in the
Oh,
fire.
that,
And he's sitting there watching.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
how are you
know.
watching this? Man,
I know.
Dude,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
he's
didn't
literally
you
in
watch,
hell.
No, didn't you watch freaking Star Wars and shit? You know, when the damn.
Yeah. It
I mean,
was a 70s
dude,
film.
just
Yeah, you could
Get the
have.
hell out of there. And he's there watching it. I'm like, this. What the fuck is he looking at? And he's seen the bottom. His Nix is just like dancing in the flames and shit. You're like, come on, man.
Right,
And poor
before we go
Swan
to-
is sitting up there just a bag of bones.
Before we go to the next
Alright,
part,
let me
go
get the
ahead and
few
do the
comments
Yeah,
here,
and
yeah.
I'll be right back while you do that.
Yep. All right. Adam says this movie reinforces that there will always be stupid people. What I gotta jam my knees onto? Why I gotta jam my knees onto glass to show my loyalty? Sure. Yeah. You know
but-
what? Yeah. That cult stuff. It's realistic. You know what's weird about that? You see how outrageous that look, Jr.
Oh, yeah.
There's people that are like that in real life, even to this day. Like,
But-
God dang, bro. Why would you subject
Adam,
yourself to
you're
anyone
still
like that?
watching. I got a question for you. What was worse, the fact that they put their knees on glass, or they freaking cut their hair into like
They
ripping
cut
chunks?
their hair. Yeah, what
Yeah,
the
there's like chunks
fuck?
of skin missing. They have one patch
Well,
here. And
now we know why they broke the glass, on the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
But why did they cut their hair?
I did never really explain why they
Sally
put
says so slimy. What is that in
the
reference
mask
to?
when they were taking the mask.
Oh yeah. That was gross. That was probably as far as getting a reaction out of you. That was one of the scenes. 1.5, and that's generous. So he gives it a 1 then. All right. Damn. So I think me and GR like this movie than everyone else. Adam, you
I guess you got a 1.5 too.
you are really always right. Nice. In bed with the villain chimes in. It's the worst I've seen too. Only because I found that guy's forehead hairline interesting. Hey, my hairline is ridiculous, but I am grateful my forehead ain't that big. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But Swan was the man, Swan was the man. Exactly,
Yes.
GR. They effed themselves up.
I didn't get that kind of fucking hair like that.
All right. Let's get some. We're doing another segment, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You got it. All right.
Yeah.
Go.
Should I wait or?
Well, we're just only because since I felt like we kind of shat on Clive Barker, let's just make it a little nicer on Clive Barker, and because he does have a bigger catalog. So, like, let me know your favorite one. If you need to go run, go ahead.
I'll
Rick.
do mine first.
Okay.
It's not a big catalog, and I will say this to be honest with you.
Yeah,
and
actually, there's a few more than I thought.
Yeah,
that
I
he had
know
on
that,
there.
but it's not many. We're not talking
No,
like
no,
John
no,
Carpenter or Wes Craven.
Oh, not like that.
But that's the thing, though. I always assumed it was, and when I was doing research, all right, let me see what other Clive Barker joints are on there. There ain't many. So, but to be fair, and I think me and Joe did talk about this before in private. I'm not a Clive Barker guy. I'm just not. His movies never like Nightbreed. I know people love it, and this one I've never fucking seen it until now, for good reason, obviously. But Hellraiser, Pinhead. See, this is the character here. Pinhead is memorable. He's marketable. People remember him. People attach themselves to this. Nyx in this movie wasn't that. Nyx was like some guy with some weird makeup on after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So
Now, when you're saying Hellraiser, is it
Hellraiser to
1,
me,
or is there
No.
specific?
I would say as a whole, but Hellraiser
whole.
1 and 2.
Is it two? All right.
Those 2 is probably better,
Yeah.
honestly. But what I love about Hellraiser is the mythology behind it. I love the Cenobites, the different versions of them, especially as the Chatterer, for example. They have a lot of character, even if they don't do much, even if they're background characters. But
You still
Doug
remember
Bradley's performance, though,
Mm-hmm.
the way they didn't have to say anything, just stand behind him and let Doug Bradley do his magic. And that's where the appeal to that movie comes to me, or the series. But then,
your soul apart.
yeah, he's great, fucking awesome. But then the series that it divulges into what it became. Unfortunately, Bloodlines was okay, but the first 2 are nothing beats those as far as that. But yeah, man, that's where Clive Barker ends for me, man. I know you guys love his other stuff. I don't read all the books, so I'm not attached to those properties in that way. So yeah.
All right. JR.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say about Clive Barker. I feel like he was in the wrong timeline. This is why I said it
Oh, you're
because
saying he was in the wrong era, right?
Yeah.
yes, I
Nice.
think he should have been more now. The reason I'm saying that is his movies. I feel like they serve better as series on television over movies because of you take Hellraiser. There's a lot of mythology to it. There's a lot of it where if you adapt into the series, it'll work. I'm a big fan of Nightbreed. I love Nightbreed. But once again, that film has so much that you left. Once you see Nightbreed, there is so much left on Nightbreed that you feel like, all right, it's so incomplete that it would benefit more as a television series.
Yeah,
and
a lot of characters. Yeah,
yeah,
right.
and the
Too
same
many characters.
yeah, and the same
Mhm.
as this one. These movies serve better as series because you allow yourself to open up more about the characters, the mythology itself. All three has certain mythology into them. You know, you had Midian and Nightbreed. You know, you had the whole thing with the box and Hellraiser.
Yeah, the mythology
You
behind
know, in Lord of Illusions, you had the whole thing of exactly what magic, exactly what demon are
it.
they
Yo, you're
worshiping
right.
in order to get these powers. So
The
you have
concepts
all
are there, bro. You're
everything
right.
is there for a series over a film, and unfortunately, I think when all these films came out, they came out at a time where, let's be honest, like you guys say the same. Clive Barker is not memorable among the greats as far as horror goes because he was fortunately he was under the shadow of John Carpenter, Wes Craven, Stephen King,
Yeah.
and all the big names. And unfortunately, the only two characters that stand out, people remember the most, is Candyman and Pinhead. That's it. And then Candyman was a one-off. No, so it's just like you have all these potential for a great horror television series, and unfortunately, they were made in films years ago where people probably don't want to revisit them. But this is, I think, one time where if you get the right director, you get the right studio. Yeah, what? Oh,
Yeah, agreeing with you.
hold on.
No.
Oh, but for me, yeah, if you get the like I said, Kreger, I think will do very good in doing Lord of Illusion series. You know, you get but Robert Rodriguez could probably pull off a Hellraiser. No, actually, no, he would pull off a Nightbreed, I think, because
You
of
need
his
someone that's
style.
just dark though. Like Robert
Yeah.
Rodriguez is more slapstick and fun and more. He
But-
goes more for like the cinematic. Like let's get a
Yeah.
good shot.
But Nightbreed
You need a
had some of
director
that,
that's like
slapstick.
ominous. You know.
Well, yeah, some of the comedy in Nightbreed. There's comical characters in Nightbreed where I think.
Oh
you
no!
know,
All right,
yeah,
I'm
Nightbreed,
talking
yes.
about Hellraiser. Yeah.
Hellraiser.
No. Hellraiser. I would honestly, I would get.
Well, they
oh my
tried
God.
already doing that.
No, I would get. Oh my
well,
God.
we did the
The dude that
new
did,
one. We
um,
didn't hate
Terrible.
it. We didn't
No,
hate
we
it,
didn't hate
but
it. We didn't
it
hate it.
wasn't.
No, can't even. I'm sorry, Hellraiser. You get somebody like a Mike Flanagan who could pull that shit off.
Thank
and
you.
Fucking destroy
I've been
that.
sitting
He'll-
here.
he'll
I
make
wasn't.
it so
I was.
awesome.
I like.
That's a good
while you guys
choice,
were
yeah.
talking, I'm sitting going, "What the fuck is the name of that one guy?"
Yeah,
that
so
I-
you take Mike Flanagan
That's
takes
who I
over
was
that,
thinking of.
and all these could be a series, not a movie. And I think people would appreciate
Candyman.
these films even more because there's so much open that you have all this room where you could actually grow these into. I mean, Nightbreed would be a hell of a fucking series if you do it
Yeah.
right with Midian.
Especially if you do each character,
Yeah.
like you when you have a specific character involved to the end story, the Mist Lady. Everybody should get their own little stand.
Yeah, you could have like what do you call bottle episodes like going into their specific backgrounds, so they could flesh those
Yeah.
characters out even more.
You get Mike
Yeah.
Flanagan who could basically go to the Pinhead character if you want to go all the way to the
Well,
beginning.
He's doing
build him
something
up.
now, isn't he? What's he?
He signed up for Prime. He's finishing
Yeah,
off
he's
his
doing it.
Well,
contract.
no,
with
but
with
there's
Netflix.
something he's some big major property that he's
Oh,
doing. It's a series. Come on.
Yeah, it
Is
was
he doing
recent. It's
Crystal
a,
Lake. Wait.
No, not that.
no, there's a big
This-
series he
this
did
is gonna-
sign off to.
Oh,
Not-
The Exorcist.
No, it wasn't that. It wasn't
Yeah, he's
that.
doing The Exorcist though.
That he's doing that as well, but it was something else that he's actually. Well, it could be a movie then. Maybe it's a movie. I don't know, but
Well,
it-
which
it-
by the way, I loved his because I think he did. Hold on. Now that I have him up.
Trying to see.
Damn it, Gerald's Game. I read
Oh,
Gerald's Game.
That was good.
I've
That was a
read
good
that
movie.
book, and I never
Flanagan
thought
is so
I
good.
would ever be able to see that on screen because as a
Pulled
book,
it off, bro.
it is a really hard. Like
I could tell it's a hard book.
I
never
the
read it, and I
book-
could tell.
Oh, the book was so fucking good, but then to see it fleshed out on
So
screen,
they worked it up for you.
oh yeah, and
good shot.
the other one, didn't he do? Who did 19? Yeah, I don't think he did 19.
I mean, come on, man. The Haunting of Hill House was such a freaking tremendous series. I mean, imagine him doing
You gotta
freaking
give Midnight
Hellraiser.
Mass.
Bro, not just that though. People sleep on the other one, the Bly Manor. Bly Manor, I understand, but it has one of the most incredible.
The reveal is like,
Oh Jesus! I'm gonna check it out. That is one of the my top 5 greatest hours of television.
yeah. The reveal on that one is
A Tale of something Old Clothes. It's a weird long name.
yeah.
But Jesus Christ, let me tell you. When I tell you, if you haven't seen anything, watch that series because once you get to that episode, everything makes sense. It's not as dynamic as this other stuff, so people, they kind of shit on it because of that. But that dude, that one episode, Flanagan knows how to do like epic fucking TV.
Yeah, the Midnight Club. He did that one too, right?
Yeah, that was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
he
Midnight
did that,
Club.
he
The
did
Midnight
that.
Club. The Midnight Club. The best part of the Midnight Club was the little short stories, not the straight story. And Midnight Mass. Midnight Mass is one of the
love that
best
one.
vampire ones in a while. All right. Well, I'll be quick so that way I don't want to keep everybody here a little longer. But all right. So I actually rewatched Hellraiser last night because I wanted to make this decision. And even though, like for me, I'm kind of going because I know he's involved in it. It's Candyman. Candyman is mine. I love
He
Pinhead.
didn't direct that
I
though.
love. I know. But
I would have said that then.
Well, no, it is.
No, I understand.
He
You're right.
was involved in the screenplay.
No, you had mentioned earlier though. You're right. I'm sorry.
He was
for it.
involved in the screenplay.
Yep.
It's just all right. With the Hellraiser characters, there's no chance of us summoning any of them. It just takes saying Candyman in front of a mirror 3 times. That brought a whole entire generation of going, when your friends are over, you go into the bathroom, you're like, Candyman. They're like, don't do that.
I used to do Bloody Mary when I was in high school. Bloody Mary. I have to step up.
And and then that became the new Candyman.
Yeah,
So for
yeah,
me,
right.
it was Candyman. So yeah, I mean, I'm getting ready to sign this out, so I guess I'll sign this out on that.
No, let him come back real quick.
All right,
He has
but
the
yeah,
final thoughts.
but yeah, like because Hellraiser, and the thing is, I wouldn't even have put Hellraiser 1. I like Hellraiser 2 better. Hellraiser 1 was good.
It was slow.
Yes, but Hellraiser 2 was so much better. I found that one out of the scarier ones, that one was the scariest one for me. But like when you think of characters, because like I said, when I was looking at it, I should have been a little more clear when I asked you guys, or when I told you guys I was going to ask you this question, because you just did Midnight Meat Train. Is the fact that it's stuff that it's your Clive like your favorite Clive Barker, I guess is what I should have just. Because I think you guys went with whatever he wrote and directed.
Oh, no, I just like Nightbreed overall. I think Nightbreed.
No, I mean, I
fantastic
was
film.
on your episode with Nightbreed. It's like we both we fucking love that one but it's just there's something about Candyman. Candyman remains iconic. Even in the remake itself, they included, I think Tony Todd was I think he was in there, but it's just Clive Barker's work. You're right. He's in the wrong time. You need to get Flanagan. Ari Aster is another name you can throw in there. And what's the name of the other one that did Nosferatu?
But he's more
Eggers.
visuals, yeah.
But he can still bring. Dude, can you know what he could probably do with Hellraiser because he is visuals?
I would have Eggers do Candyman because you have that whole darkness. He's all about cinematography,
And he likes time. He likes
Yes.
timepieces.
yeah. So he would be fit right perfectly for Candyman because of that, And I mean, Candyman, I will say it's the only one out of the ones I mentioned that you're probably better off doing it as a film because while there's a lot there, I just don't think there's enough there to carry it as a series. as
No,
a
oh yeah,
television
no.
series.
And honestly, here's the thing. I think Candyman is probably gonna fall. It's gonna take. I probably would say, hopefully Hollywood listen. I would give it another 10 years before I would even remake that movie because we lost Tony Todd, and it's pretty much the role that put him on the map. And you know, it's yeah. Don't remake it just yet. Give it a little
So
time.
how would you remake it though? I mean,
You can't. I that's
that's
all.
the problem is you can.
I
It's,
wouldn't even remake it
no, I wouldn't
because
even.
you're not going to get Tony Todd. Like you're gonna have to get a character or an actor who's
But
gonna
even
be able to
then,
do the
you're gonna repeat the
voice.
same story, and that's the only problem with the
Yeah,
film. You can't really repeat the same story.
because I even like the second one of Candyman. Like I
Because
like.
okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
No, because like you take Mike Flanagan doing Hellraiser, right? The fact that you have so many options of how you could do it. I mean, he could go back to when Pinhead was made, or he could take when the box was made. So have the whole thing based on the box, but it's
How the
so
box
open.
got the power.
Yeah, how the Cenobites came about, or
Actually,
just a little bit more to it. And I think Mike Flanagan, Eggers might be good in that
Eggers?
one too because the cinematography. But the only reason I put Flanagan a little bit more is because storytelling wise, I think
Flanagan can do it.
he could do it, and there's a lot of story that I think I mean, now if you want to do a dream team, put both of them together and have them co-direct it and shit, because you have one
Can you imagine
focus.
that? All right,
Yeah.
hold on. I'm going to comments real quick. All right, so we got Selena V with Candyman. Yes, Candyman. Candyman is
Mhm.
well, and it's like I said when I was reading the books of blood and how many other stuff.
They
And I'm
actually
like,
made a movie called Book of Blood.
yeah, it's on Hulu.
I got to see it.
It's on Hulu, and there's actually no. There's I want to say. Hold on. I think there's two. If I saw it right, there was two Books of Blood movie. And so for they Clive Barker, the Books of Blood were a comic book also. And do you know who was the Harry Damore?
No,
Thomas Jane,
one of the Punishers.
one of the Punishers, Thomas Jane. And when you see the cover, actually I was like, you know what? I like Thomas Jane better than Scott Bakula. Maybe because we're
Scott
a little
Bakula was just like, and that's the problem I had with the film is don't mention something that somebody's tied to darkness and not use it in the film at all. It made no sense whatsoever.
that's what I'm saying though, because like you want all right, so you want to go with Butterfield. I almost said buttermilk again. Butterfield. You still would have because from what I was looking things up, the two characters interconnect. So you would need Harry in there.
Eventually, but you wouldn't like if let's say if I was the one writing the series, right? I wouldn't choose that character till season 2.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah,
Like
you don't have to rush him in. Yeah.
flesh out the revenge,
Mhm.
flesh out him hunting all these people down, because it took me a little minute to recognize that when, especially the seer that was all
Mhm.
stabbed, that it was the guy with the shotgun who couldn't fucking fire a single
Yeah.
round when they were trying to protect them. Hold on, let me hit
Yeah, she loves Ben
in bed with the villain. Oh, I know why she loves him. It's because of Bradley Cooper. But
No, no. The men.
No, I know.
The Mike Flanagan one with the kids.
Thank you. I read that wrong.
Yeah.
I read the Midnight Meat Train. Oh,
No.
the Midnight Club. Well, and actually Priscilla, or In Bed with the Villain. Did you like the stories that the kids told, or did you like the story that the kids were going through? Because that's the whole thing for that one. And I had told Rick, you need to check this out.
It's a great one.
The stories that the kids tell is actually stronger than the interconnecting story itself in the series. All right. No need to remake it. Already done from Ricky Grimes. Candyman. And then the remake had was it Manta? Black Manta, I think, was the protagonist in that. And it honestly, it wasn't. I'll put it this way: the remake was definitely much better than like when, because I think Spiral was released around the same time, which was connected to the Saw universe. So the Candyman remake actually wasn't all that bad, but yeah, no. Rick Candyman. So Steve, Rick said he. Bradley Cooper. Yeah, all right.
But even like
Yep.
take the Midnight Meat Train. That's another one that you can make into a series, and the series can be based on the people who get selected to be the ones that basically have to kill people and bring the bodies. So that's something that'd be interesting thing to do because even in that one there was a lot about the guy when he had those warts or whatever growing on his body that you want to know about, and they kind of kept it quiet. So once again, another one that he did that you could actually turn into a series. And that's what I'm saying. You have all these potential.
Because the thing is, you're saying series Clive Barker because everything is more of it. He's an author.
Oh yeah,
authors. It's hard to turn their one book into a full movie because you're missing so much. This is where a series actually does work, And I, if somebody needs to actually just go through the whole Books of Blood. I think I had looked it up while we were doing it because it's divided into like separate chapters in there. Hold on.
yeah. Because I bought the book of Cabal, which I got to finish reading.
All right, so volume 1 includes Midnight Meat Train, and so the Midnight Meat Train was the big one in volume 1. Volume 2, you had nothing that we saw. So volume 3 was Rawhead Rex. Volume 4. There's so much in these Books of Blood. Like as I'm scrolling through, because by the next time we get to the Last Illusion, it's again, but Clive Barker is also kind of, it's hard to turn into authors. Stephen King is the king of people failing to turn his books into something, either a good movie or a good series.
But the problem too is like, and I'm going through this right now, because I was trying to write a horror anthology, right? And so I have all these stories I had, written, and I have a couple of them finished. But every time I put it through the research process, it always tells me the same thing. Why are you writing this into a short story when there's so much beyond that you could make it into a novel? So I could see the struggle of taking these short stories and turning them into basically films. But the problem is when you're doing the transition is what exactly in this short story do you want to stand out as far as making it into a film? And I think that's one of the struggles that there is with a lot of the Stephen King stuff, because there's so much stuff in the Stephen King book, but what you translate into film doesn't really work. But for me, I mean, I still think like somebody should not. I mean, I know you like A24. I don't want A24 to touch any of these. I don't want Blumhouse to touch any of these.
Wait a minute. You're saying A24 made The Witch? That's one of your
yes, they made The Witch, but you got to remember that Eggers was the one that filmed that, so his vision had a lot more as far as that. A24 is just the people who basically, this is what we want in the film, and let's be honest, either you hate the film or you like the film. There's never a middle line with A24 films.
I was like, we just did that.
No, she's talking about the Midnight Club.
I know. I was waiting, and I'm like, who the fuck just did that?
Rick, you never watched that?
What?
Midnight Club?
He did. He saw it.
Okay.
Oh no, I finished.
I watched
everything.
I watched everything Mike Flanagan.
Yeah, no. After I finished it, because at first I think it was.
I didn't want to at first,
and then I told you, dude, check this out because you're gonna love the stories that each kid tells.
The concept about just a bunch of kids in hospice didn't. I hate seeing people sick, man.
It's realistic though. Very realistic.
It's worked. It worked. It worked.
Yeah, it totally worked. All right. Thank you for coming back so that we can say goodbye.
Yeah. Sorry, I was watching the whole time.
No. Oh, I know you were, because I hit your comments.
Oh yeah.
So for our next episode, it's gonna be live, and I think this is our. No, wait. It'll be the last. we'll be going into the end of the year. It's generally, for most people, they feel it's not the greatest time of the year, but we got October coming. And obviously, horror movies are being smart enough to drop certain movies. Nosferatu came out at a great time around Christmas. Who the hell watches a movie about a vampire during Christmas time? So for our next live stream, we're down to the last 4 months of the year. We all have some movies we're all looking forward to, which includes Frankenstein, and I don't know about you guys, but that whole Good Boy one, one's a little bit, that the Good Boy is on my, I know our schedule is already so tight. It sucks that so many movies are coming out that I just might have a discussion with you guys that if we end up watching 2 movies around the same time, it might be an episode where we do 2 movies, because there's so much stuff coming out in horror in the next couple of months that it's going to be hard to like not cover things. You know, we talked on the last episode. I'm still going to convince JR for us to do a Beyond Our Worlds episode of Alien Earth, because we just can't squeeze it into our schedule. But next week, we're going to talk about what we're looking forward to at the rest of the year. And with that, Rick, take us home, my brother.
That being said, stay good, stay healthy, stay sane, but most of all, everyone, watch horror movies and stay scared. See you on the next one.